Hey everybody, my name is Matt Durden, and I'm coming to you from Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah, where I'm the department chair of the Experience Design and Management program within the Marriott School of Business. The other thing that I found really helpful is using Lucid for group work, but using templates to scaffold that group work. And so I've been lucky enough to work with an alum from our program who is now at Lucid in terms of figuring out how to set up some templates. But then once those templates are set up, to be able to say, okay, we're going to be working on experience mapping today, do this search, you can find the template, make sure everybody in your group gets on this page, and then they're just really off and running. And I used to do, and I still believe the value of doing analog work with post-it notes and when I'm doing experience mapping, but I would go through a lot of materials and just a lot of wasted post-its. And while I still use post-its, being able to have everything on Lucid has really cut down the resources that I require to teach my courses, which are very workshop heavy. And so now, and also you have a bunch of people doing post-it work, and then at the end it's figuring out how to capture. So there's this back end work. And even though the tactile piece is great, the back end work of having to transpose and create new things, and I know there's apps and things you can do, and we've leveraged that to a certain degree, but I love the fact that I can give them a template, it gives them sort of scaffolding for their group work, and then they can just start working on it. And it really leads to collaboration. So I can see they're all six of them or however many are in a group, and I can sort of go around and see their boards, and if they need my help, they can add me to the board. I can hop on. I teach for the most part in person, but if you're doing this virtual, that's really nice too, because you can just be right with the students in their workspace and give them feedback right on their piece. The other thing that I found too is when I have students turn in sort of process packets where they're documenting sort of process and products from the class, from the things that we're working on, rather than having to do a bunch of either pictures of their sort of post-its on a whiteboard or even screenshots of other things that often aren't at high enough resolution so I can actually see what's going on. If they just provide the hyperlinks to their boards, and you have to remind them to make sure that the sharing options are set so you can access those. But to be able to see the students' work, get in and provide helpful feedback and grades, it's so much easier with Lucid, because I can just go right to it. I don't have to really, formatting of screenshots and all of those things and reports to just say here's the hyperlink, and I can just go. I mean, of course, if you want them to have a screenshot plus a hyperlink, that's great too. Maybe that makes the report look a little bit more visual, but you can get at those details. And I think the templates are really nice because, again, I don't have to walk them through how to set up the bare bones of the thing that I want them to do. I can give them that. And then from that, they can, this up in the top right-hand corner, this is a template to design touch points. So the touch points of an experience map. And so rather than have to print out a bunch of touch points or them have to, they can just go in and copy and paste this cluster and just start working on it. So they can be, you can have, in class yesterday, I had people mapping with this template, and then at a certain point saying, okay, everybody take a touch point and start working on touch point design with this template. And before it was emailing paper, I'm oh, I did these two and I'll email and you combine it. But if it's all in here, and once they're done, they can set it up to look more easier. They can set it up sort of frame, slide sequence if they need to in more of a presentation mode. But it becomes really easy for them to create, collaborate, and then share that information in a way where they're not time's not wasted trying to figure out how to compile everything and how to get the person access and how to make it look nice on Word or wherever they're exporting it to. And so I really love the flexibility of one, getting them up and running through the online trainings, and then using templates to scaffold group work. And so I'm really grateful for the way that Lucid has impacted my teaching and allows me more time to do teaching and mentoring and feedback, and less time just sort of managing the logistics of group projects and the supplies necessary for things like experience mapping that can take a lot of resources in the real world. And of course, those processes are still important, and I still do both. Um, but the flexibility and what you can do with Lucid Chart and Lucid Spark really helps me as an instructor just have more options and spend less time sort of on the logistics and more time on students doing and me teaching. So I hope you find these helpful. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, Matt Durden. You'll be able to find me on LinkedIn if you have follow-up questions. And hope this was helpful for some of you. Thanks.